in the shadows way too long. You always thought that you were weak, but babe, you're wrong. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Think that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Go ahead and shine, darling, go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine. You shouldn't doubt yourself, 'cause you're a work of art. You should know that you are perfect with those flaws. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Know that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Go ahead and shine, darling, go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine, shine, darling, go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine. You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Shine. Go ahead and shine, darling, go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine, shine, darling, go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. This is a Turn of Events podcast where we help put a positive spin on the future of your business. I'm Annette Naif, the CEO and creative director of Naif Productions. We are a strategic event production company, wedding and event production company. We specialize in corporate, social, nonprofit, and weddings. Very excited to have you here. Also, if you are a wedding and event planner looking to start your own business, or you're struggling in the business that you already have, you must join us over at our Facebook group, Event Planner Society. So many great collaborations. I try to teach a lot of stuff, mindset, all of that great stuff. So join us over at Event Planner Society. Okay, my next guest is Brandon Leibowitz. He is the CEO of SEO Optimizers. He's been running and operating SEO Optimizers since 2007. They are a digital marketing company that focuses on helping small and medium-sized businesses get online traffic, which in turn converts into clients, sales, and leads. And I can confess to that I actually have SEO on my website, and I have made a lot of money from getting clients from my website. So I'm excited to talk to Brandon. We're going to talk about mastering SEO, social media marketing, and Google Ads, the essential strategies to boost your online presence. So happy to have you here.
Thank you for having me on.
How are you?
I am doing well. Thank you for having me on today.
Awesome, awesome. Yes, I have made a lot of money in my business with SEO. So I'm sure you can say that's how it works, right?
That is the goal. Get you that free traffic so you rank on Google and start getting more visitors to your website.
Exactly, exactly. So we're going to dive into that. So tell us how you got started in SEO. A little bit about your background.
I just fell into it after I graduated from college, got my degree in business marketing. And one of the first jobs I got out of school was helping a company out with their digital marketing, which I didn't really know much about it back then.
Yeah.
This company said, don't worry, we're new to this as well. We're going to take you to classes and workshops and seminars, and did that for a little while and just realized this is the future. Everyone's probably going to have a website back in 2007. And
Yes,
back
right.
then I was helping out with social media, email marketing, paid ads, and just focused more on SEO because I thought, who doesn't want free traffic? And
I know. I
yeah,
know. And back then though, nobody thought, oh, that's like the last thing I'm going to do is the SEO, right? I think I'm guilty of that because I was starting my business in 2010, and my money's going to go to other things. I got to get the website up. But I never thought that SEO was going to be that important. So I'm glad that I did it. And now it's like super important. So how do you optimize your website for conversions?
well, if you want to make sure the traffic converts, then you just got to make sure your website looks good on all devices. It loads quickly. It's easy to skim through. It's not cluttered, and maybe just have like a value proposition at the top of your page. What's in it for me? And then a couple quick bullet points or a video. That way people could quickly skim it and hopefully then fill out that whatever that conversion form is. If it's buying a product, maybe you have the buy now product or call to action right up there. So they don't have to scroll down. Or if it's a form you want them to fill out, have it right there. That way it's easy for them to just jump from a visitor to actually a lead, a conversion, a sale, a phone call, wherever that goal is. But it is tough getting people from your website to actually do what you want them to do. That is the tough part because getting people to your website is actually not that hard. Once people get to your website, that's where it's really tough to get people to trust you and want to reach out to you and learn more about your product or service.
Right, right. And that's why the SEO is important, because when they're Googling, so what happens for me is so we're speaking to wedding and event planners in the event industry here. So when if a client is, so let's say it's a nonprofit, because that's where I get a lot of my clients is through my website for nonprofit. They'll Google, New York nonprofit planner, something like that. I don't even know what they Google, to be honest, but whatever it is, it's on my site. And so they will Google that. And then I'm ranked high. So I come right up at the top when they search. And then they'll look at my site. Now, just because they find me doesn't mean they're necessarily going to call me. They have to look at the site. The site has to, be a decent site. It has to show what some of your work that you already do. And then they're going to be intrigued about that. But when you talk about, I think the most important thing you mentioned was making sure that there's a call to action it's called the top fold. Is that what it's called?
Yep, above the fold. So once you start scrolling down, that's below the fold. And most people don't really scroll down on websites or even on mobile. They don't really swipe that much. I mean, some people do a little bit, but most people don't really. So if you don't have that call to action, all the important things at the top of the page above the fold, you're probably gonna lose that person. That's why a value proposition is so very important. Like people know what's in it for me quickly. That way they can figure out what that page is about. And if it's what they're looking for, they're gonna stay. If it's not, they're gonna hit that back button.
Yeah, and that takes what, like 10 seconds, right? I mean, you have so little time to catch them, right?
Even less than that.
Oh, really?
Like TikTok and everything like that is just seconds. 10 seconds is not enough. It has to be in the first couple seconds where they just quickly skim, see what they're looking for, captures their eye, and then it intrigues them to stay. But if they don't see it right away, they're just going to be like, nope, there's plenty of other options on Google, plenty of other websites, and I can just hit that back button and get 10 other websites on that first page, plus plenty more if I want to go further down.
So I guess it's a miracle getting any clients through that. That's so crazy. But I know our attention span is so short now with, Listen, I'm guilty of it. I'm constantly, swiping through, videos and things like that on Instagram. So I'm very guilty of it. So what SEO strategies work?
Well, it depends on your business. It's a little bit different. In general, there's some overlapping things that really help out. Like,
so if it's for wedding and event planners, let's use that as an example.
Okay. So yeah, for wedding event planners, you'd want to put content on your website. So that's one thing that everyone could do without having to do coding or no coding, is just being able to go in and add more text to every single page on your website. The more text you have, the easier it is for Google or any search engine to read that page and understand what that page is about, because they can't really read images or videos or understand audio podcasts yet. They're getting much better, but all they can really understand is the file name. So if you have images or videos or audio or podcasts or YouTube videos, name those files with descriptive words. That helps out, but you still want to add text around it to support it. And also breaking out your page, your website, the more pages you have about every single service. So just because you're a wedding planner, you could make a page about planning the different stages of the wedding, like helping plan, finding a venue, or finding a florist, or finding food. So because someone's searching for that, there might be people, or there definitely will be people searching for finding a wedding venue in, and then you put in that city that you're in, and you could start ranking for that. Having different city pages, very important as well. So if you're a wedding planner and you want to rank for different cities, you know, be like, all right, how do I rank for all these different cities? But if you have pages that target different cities, someone searching for a wedding planner in Los Angeles, and you have a page about Los Angeles, you're going to rank for that. But if you are also in Santa Monica and you don't have a page about Santa Monica, and someone's searching for wedding planner in Santa Monica, even though Santa Monica is in Los Angeles, in city, and the more pages you have, the better off you're going to be. Just create unique content. It can't be the same text on every single page. But if you write unique content for every single page, which is the tricky part, but how do you write unique content for all these different cities? But if you can do that, then you'll be able to rank for all those different cities, and you're going to rank for all the different services that you offer. But text, so very important. And then, just build out as much as you can. The more pages, the better. Don't hold back.
So when you say pages, now, can you hide the pages? So, I mean, because I feel like, can you hide the pages? Like, in other words, can Google pick up pages that are hidden?
Yeah, you don't need to link them out from the top navigation. I do have to go, and I want to rank. I'm in Los Angeles, but I also want to rank for like SEO company in San Francisco or Austin, and I have pages for all those different cities. They're not linked from my top navigation, but they're all pages that exist on my website. And you just don't see them from the top navigation, but there are other places on my website, so you can find them. It's just not in the top navigation.
Okay, great. Because I think that I do that too, because now that you're reminding me, I think that because I'm based in New York, and I also am half of the year in Florida, we are now doing some SEO for Florida. But I mean, we do events all over the world, so it really doesn't matter. But we kind of want to target what's like New York is a big targeted place. So we are targeting New Jersey, Connecticut, and sort of that surrounding area. And then, also, New York, obviously. So I don't have those pages. I don't see those pages. So they must be doing that in the back end.
I would focus on cities, not states, because that's how most people will search which makes it also tricky, because then you're like, all right, do I want to create pages for every single city? Which I'll just do I would try to do more like if you're a local business, like a 10, 20 mile radius. But if you're trying to target the whole country, then I think like bigger state or bigger cities like New York City or Chicago, or like Miami, Los Angeles, San Francisco, and picking and choosing, because you don't want to create thousands of pages. I mean, you can technically if you want to target every city, but that's just a lot of text and a lot of pages, a lot of content creation, and there's only so much time you have in the day, and do you really have time to write 10,000 different city pages? But it will help out a lot if you do, but it's a lot of work.
Yeah. And I do know, apparently, because I rank so high on nonprofits, there must not be a lot of nonprofit planners here in the area, because it's much harder to rank high for corporate, because there's a lot of corporate planners in New York. So how do you get around that? Like, how do you get around that?
The more competitive the keyword is, or the more competition that keyword has, the longer it's going to take to rank for that keyword on Google.
Yeah.
Because Google doesn't care what you put on a website. You could build a page about corporate event planning, and Google's just going to look at that and say, we don't believe you. We don't believe anything anybody puts on the website without you building up trust. And the way you get Google or any search engine to trust you is by getting other websites to talk about you. The more websites that have clickable links that point to yours, the more popular, the more trust Google gives to you, and the higher they're going to rank you. And for these more competitive keywords, these websites most likely have more backlinks. And what you need to do is create more backlinks than your competition. There's lots of different ways to build backlinks. There's tools that will let you look at any website's backlinks so you could look at your competitors. Google who's on Google Corporate Event Planner, New York City, see who ranks on that first page of Google, copy all those websites and put them into tools like Ahrefs. You have to pay for it. It's not free, but REFS is a tool that will let you look at your competitors' backlinks. And then you can see, are they on like the Chamber of Commerce? Are they on like MapQuest? Are they on Yellow Pages? Are they on Bing Maps? Where are they? And you can see where they've been. You could look at their podcast interviews that they've done to reach out to those podcast hosts to see if you could get booked on there.
Yeah.
And you can pretty much reverse engineer their entire strategy. But you have to build more quality backlinks than your competition, and that will get you ranked up.
And so let's talk a little bit about the backlinks. If I have a blog, you can put your backlinks into the blog. So talk a little bit more about that.
Well, they need to be on other people's blogs, not on your own blog. So
So my website link, explain how that works.
So if you're reading an article in, let's say,
somebody else's article, right?
Yeah. No, so if you're like on the NewYorkTimes.com and in there you're reading an article, and in there it says Brandon Leibowitz, and you click on it and it goes to my website, I'd be getting a backlink from the NewYorkTimes.com. The more websites that have clickable links that point to you, the higher you're going to rank. So you need to get other websites to give you that backlink, which is tricky. How do you get other websites to talk about you? But being a guest on podcasts, writing for other people's websites, social media, all that stuff gets you published on other third-party sites.
Okay, good. That's good to know. All right, so let's talk about keywords. How do you research keywords, and how do you know what keywords to use? And explain like about keywords. Like, why do you have to have them, and what does that mean? What does that mean?
Keyword is just what somebody searches in Google. Could be one word, 5 words, 20 words. It doesn't matter. Whatever they search on Google, that is a keyword. And you want to figure out what keywords people search for when looking for your product or service. And that's where you can use tools. There's free and paid tools. The free tool is great. It's from Google. It's called the Google Keyword Planner. And it'll show you how many people search for your keyword every single month. Then you can figure out, do people search for event planner or event planners? Because each one's going to get a different amount of searches.
Right.
And it's really important to do the keyword research. It only takes like 5 minutes to do it really quickly, because you need to figure out which one's going to get more searches. Or event planning, event planner, event planning, planners, singular, plural.
Right.
They're all different intent, different searches. One of my clients are a personal injury law firm. They want to rank for personal injury lawyers, which is a good keyword. It gets 20,000 searches every single month. But personal injury lawyer, singular, gets 200,000 searches every single month. Just by removing one letter, they're going to get more traffic. Got to do keyword research. Keyword Planner.
So what's the name of that again? Google what? What's the name of that?
It's called the Google Keyword Planner.
Google Keyword Planner. I will never look at it, but it's good. But because I have somebody else that does my stuff. But it's good. That's good to have. I mean, maybe I will after this. I'll go Google it and see what it looks like. Because I have someone who writes the copy for my website, so I'm sure they're doing it because they meet with my team. So, all right. So the important piece is, and this is something I know because I know little about this, but the important piece is that the keywords have to be in the copy of the website, correct?
They got to be in the coding, which is what Google reads. They can't read your website. They look at the code, and in the code, there's different areas that are really important. Gets a little technical. Don't want to get too technical, but the content, like you said, is one place that's easy where you don't need no coding, and you put those keywords in the content. But none of that really matters without those backlinks. So you have to have backlinks that are related to that keyword. So if you're an event planner, then you should have backlinks on websites about event planning, and they should have a clickable link that actually says the word event planner or event planning services, things like that. And you click on that link and it goes to your website. So you have to have the keywords on your website, but you also have the keywords on other people's websites in those backlinks.
And how do you get keywords on other people's websites?
You have to build the backlinks. So building those backlinks gets you those keywords on other people's websites. And that's how you either be a guest on people's podcasts, or you blog on other people's blogs, you write for other people. You can join like a chamber of commerce in your area. That would get you on another website. And the more websites that you're on that are related to what you're doing, the higher you're going to rank on Google. That's the most important thing for Google. Google's whole algorithm is based off backlinks. And if you're not building backlinks, you're not going to rank on Google.
Okay, super important. Building backlinks.
Most important thing. That's why I spend probably 75% of my time is building backlinks for myself and my clients, because without those backlinks, it's not possible to rank on Google.
Awesome. I must have it, but I don't know.
You definitely have them if you're ranking, but for the more competitive ones, that's where you just have to build more. So you probably have a couple, and you can look using tools like Moz or Ahrefs or SEMrush. These are all paid tools. Unfortunately, they're not free, but they'll look at your backlinks and your competitors. So you could look at your competitors and try to acquire as many as possible.
Okay, great. So how can you share some techniques for competitor analysis?
So that would be what we just talked about. The Ahrefs, Moz, and SEMrush tools are going to let you look at your competitors' backlinks and see all of their backlinks. And then one by one, you start reaching out to the sites to see, hey, maybe they're on this podcast. I need to be on this podcast. Let me reach out to you and see if I could be a guest on your podcast to get that backlink. But those tools, Ahrefs, Moz, or SEMrush, are the more popular ones that you unfortunately can't use for free. They're paid, but those tools are invaluable for SEO. But if you're an event planner, you only have to buy that tool for 1 month. You don't have to keep paying every single month. So if you're just doing it for, or just a business owner in general, if you're not doing SEO full time, you don't need to keep paying for this tool. I'll just buy it for 1 month, download all the reports, and then cancel it. And then you have to keep paying for it.
Okay, well, that's good. Usually you have to sometimes you have to get into a whole membership thing going on. So, we talked a little bit about it, but what are some benefits of SEO?
The main benefit is getting you ranked on Google and getting you in front of people when they're searching for your product or service or keywords related to you. So you're going to start getting more traffic, but people trust the organic results, and people see the ads and they don't really trust them. They try to skip them over if possible. The organic results, that's like Google vouching for you, saying Google trusts you. And if Google trusts you, that lets people know that they should go to your website, and hopefully then you work on that conversion rate optimization, what we talked about earlier at the very beginning, is how to get that person to become a visitor to a client or lead or phone call or whatever that conversion goal is.
Right. And so when you talk about the ads, when you Google, there are ads that usually jump in at the top of the organic, correct? So there could be, sometimes there's so many, they trick me into getting into them too, by the way. Some of them are tricky. Like I think I'm going into PayPal and I'm not. I'm going into Pal Pay, or you know what I mean? Like they change it and it looks like PayPal and it's kind of tricking me. Which is, I guess, a strategy, but not one that I would want to do for my company. But so the top ones are the sponsored ones, correct? The paid ads.
Yeah, at the top and at the bottom. So at most they'll put 4 ads at the top, but they try to change it up to get you to click on it, because that's how Google really makes the majority of their money, is through Google ads. And they want you to click on those ads because each ad is going to make Google money. It can make them a couple cents per click, can make them a couple dollars per click, can make them a couple $100 for 1 click.
Wow.
Each click can get quite expensive. So if you're running paid ads, it's not bad, but in the long run, you don't want to have to pay for every click. But as long as you're making more than you're putting in, there's no real need not to run those ads. But in general, you don't want to always have to pay for every single click, because once you stop paying, you're just gone, and you have to then pay to get back up there, which we don't want to have that reliance.
Yeah. So why are paid ads important then? So it's because explain to me why paid ads are important.
Well, SEO does take time. It's not immediate. It does take about 6 months to.
Oh, does it take? That was my next question.
And
How long does it take to start working? It's 6 months.
yeah, on average, it really comes down to the backlinks. The more backlinks you have, the faster you're gonna rank. If you're a brand new website, you probably don't have any backlinks. It's gonna take you longer.
Yeah.
If you've been around, like one of my clients, they have a website that's like 25 years old. They just never put the keywords in the right places, but they've had a website for 25 years and they have a lot of backlinks. They just didn't have the right keywords set up in place that Google couldn't read their website. So by making some changes to their keywords, they shot up to the first, or pretty much the position 1 in like 2 months, which
Wow.
for every keyword, I was like, wow, but their website is 25 years old. So the
Yeah.
older the website, the more trust Google gives you. It's all about trust. Google just doesn't trust websites and you have to build that trust, and trust takes time. There's no shortcut with that. And in the meantime, while you're waiting for Google to trust you, paid ads could come in and supplement and give you that boost and get you that traffic. But in the long run,
So those are Google paid ads, correct?
or any paid ad, it doesn't matter if it's Google, Facebook, LinkedIn,
really?
Twitter, Pinterest, whatever. But you have to be where your audience is. You don't need to be everywhere. It's got to figure out who my audience is, where are they, how do I get to them.
So is the idea that the ads are linking them back to your website? Is that the idea?
Everything should go back to your website.
Yeah.
Because you send them to a Facebook page.
Right.
There's ads on that Facebook page. There's friend requests. There's notifications. People are gonna get distracted. You want everyone to go from other websites to your website. Right. So social media is just a way to get people from social media to your website. But you don't want people going to Facebook from your website. Like a lot of people will put their Facebook and Instagram on their website and tell them. I mean, it's fine maybe to put it at the bottom, but you don't want it at the top, because once people get to your website, you want to keep them there. You don't want them to leave your website.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, good. So, so it's interesting that you say 6 months, because I remember when I did mine, and it was years ago when I first did some SEO on my website. It felt like it was a good year and a half to maybe 2 years before it really started like consistently getting me clients. And it's so funny because every single nonprofit comes through my website. So, and I get maybe, 6 or 7 a year. And so that's pretty good. I'm making a decent amount of money just from that alone. It's paid over, all the money I've put into it. It's definitely paid for it. But I feel like it did start, and I just did a new website. So I hate that I just did a new website, but I had to, because the website wasn't working anymore. It was so full. The template was old. I had to do a new website. So I'm hoping that that's not going to wreck all of the SEO and everything that I already have. It looks exactly the same. It's just a more, so we basically kind of copied over what was already there. It just it can hold more, right? So it's just a newer template. So hopefully I didn't mess that up, but I had to. I didn't have a choice. We couldn't add any more to it. So who should use SEO?
Anyone that has if you don't have a website, you can't really do it. So, you can do it because SEO could be for anything. It doesn't have to be for Google. It could be for Yelp, for Amazon, so if you want to rank higher on Yelp for event planner in New York, get you ranked higher on there. Pretty much anywhere there's a search. So as long as you want visibility and you want more people finding you online, then search engine optimization is going to be a good strategy. And if you don't think people are searching for you, do what we talked about earlier using the Google Keyword Planner and put your keyword in there and see how many people will search for that keyword every single month. And you might be surprised that there's a lot more people that you thought would be searching for it. Or maybe the opposite. Maybe no one's searching for that keyword and you need to use a plural or a synonym or some other variation that's going to get more traffic. But as long as people are searching, as long as you don't have a new invention. If you have something brand new, no one's searching for it. You can't really do SEO for it.
Yeah, event planners have been around for millions of years, so that's easy.
Yeah,
there's lots of keywords for this industry: weddings, events, all of that stuff.
Yep, I've worked with lots of wedding and event planners. Getting on Wedding Wire is a great backlink. Getting on the Knot is a great backlink, and all those types of websites. A lot of them you have to pay for, but those are really strong, powerful backlinks. And hopefully most backlinks are not free. You have to somehow pay for it, either your time, like doing a podcast, or be it writing a blog for somebody or writing an article or sponsoring an event. But the more quality backlinks, the faster you're going to get those rankings. Like you said, it took you a couple of years to get the rankings.
I feel like it was a couple of years.
It's because because you're in New York City,
Yeah.
more competition. If you're in some small city
Yeah.
with less competition, it moves up faster. But the more competition, the longer it takes. I'm in Los Angeles, hyper competitive.
Yeah.
So we're in the bigger cities, both of us, and that just means we have to do more, especially when you're trying to compete with like the corporate. That
Yep.
should be even more saturated with competition. That's where you find niches and niche down, like you did with the nonprofits, or find something that helps differentiate yourself. That makes you move so much quicker. If you're just selling the same thing that everyone else is, it's tough to differentiate yourself. But if there's something that unique selling points that you could offer, that's going to really help move.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a really good point. But you also have to look at what keywords are they using? That's important, right?
Yep, and you could see, so earlier you said you didn't know how people are finding you, and there's tools. Google Analytics is a tool to look at your traffic, but Google Search Console is another free tool that will show you what keywords you rank for. So you can see what are people actually searching, and you can see like all of the spellings and all these weird words. Yeah. You can see what position you're in, how many impressions, how many times people saw you, how many clicks you got.
It's on what again? Where is that? What is that again?
So there's Google Analytics and Google Search Console. Both are free tools.
Yeah.
And Analytics is just for general traffic, and then Search Console is all for SEO related information.
Right. Okay, good stuff. And then how long do you have to do the SEO? Like, can you just put it all in and leave it alone?
You have to, if you don't have competition, then you're fine. But what happens is once you get to page 1, there's 10 spots. You're pushing somebody off of page 1, and they're going to look at your keywords. They're going to look at your backlinks using the tools we talked about earlier.
Okay.
And figure out how to rank higher than you. So if you don't have any competition, you don't have to worry about it. But if you're in a competitive industry, the more competition, the more you have to maintain it. The less competition, the less you have to maintain it.
So, yeah. So, I mean, I generally have them go in, I guess I pay for a year. So for a year, they're working on it and they're doing what they need to be doing. I would assume that's what they're doing. I mean, I kind of don't check on them, but I probably should. But I trust them because they've made me a lot of money over the years. So that's good. All right, great. Well, this is such great information. Is there anything else that you want to share about something they should know when they're doing SEO, and how do we find you?
For anyone that wants to learn more, I created a special gift. If you go to my website at SEOoptimizers.com, that's SEOoptimizers.com/gift. You can find that gift there along with my contact information and a bunch of classes I've done over the years. I've thrown up for free so you can see step by step how to do a lot of stuff that we talked about. And also, if you have a website and want a free website analysis, I'm happy to check out your website. And you can book some time on my calendar to talk with me over your website and look at how it's performing, look at your backlinks, look at the keywords, and just try to figure out what needs to be done to just get you to that next level and move you up those rankings.
And so I think I might do that. It's always good to have someone else's eyes on it. And, I'm always looking, listen, you gotta keep up on what's happening in your business, right? So I probably will do that. It's great. Thank you so much for offering the gift to our audience. That's fantastic. So I do this little lightning round where I ask a few questions for all of my guests. And do you mind if I do that with you?
Yeah, definitely.
That'd be great. All right. So who is someone who's inspiring you at the moment, and why?
Inspiring me at the moment would be, I guess, all these marketers that are trying to jump into the AI field and just trying to learn about that as much as possible. But it's just a mix of people, I guess, but just trying to figure out what is going on with the AI and how to utilize it properly, and just trying to figure out what's in hold with it in the future.
Yeah, I just was at an event, the Event Planner Expo yesterday, and they had a key speaker who was an AI. She spoke on AI, and she mentioned, there was some mention, maybe it was one of the other speakers, and I don't know if this is true, but they did mention it. So it's something to think about, is if you are, using Chat GPT, let's say, and you are creating blogs or content and you put it on your website, that Google will be able to tell if it's generated. right, from ChatGPT. I don't know if that's the case. And then that could hurt you in your standings on Google. So I don't know if that's the case, but that was something to think about. Have you heard this?
So Google last year said we can't tell the difference anymore
Oh,
between AI and human content because AI has gotten so good that these AI checkers that people would use were saying like the Bible's written by AI and they can't differentiate AI and human content anymore.
that's
But Google
amazing.
said we don't care who writes it as long as it offers value. And if you just
I
tell
love
AI, write me an article about event planning for your wedding, it's gonna be really generic and it's gonna have what's called AI hallucinations, where
Yeah.
it makes up the answer if it doesn't know it, and it doesn't tell you that. So if you just copy verbatim and then post it on your website, that would not be good. But if you go in and edit it and tweak it, then Google said we don't care as long as it's accurate. So you can use AI. I don't really use it too much right now for my clients.
Yeah.
People write it, but because it's not accurate, but you can as long as you edit it and double and triple check everything. Just don't copy verbatim because AI is not accurate yet. But Google said we don't care anymore because
Yeah.
can't tell the difference. So they, which is crazy. Last year, like we don't care. So it just
That is crazy. Someone said that at the event yesterday, and I was like, oh, I probably should think about it. But we do write blogs. We use AI. I use it for getting inspiration if I'm trying to think of, a way to write something or just ideas on blogs and things like that. And I had something the other day and now I can't remember what it was. If I don't write them down, I forget. But and we read them. Obviously, we go through, we change them up. We might change the formatting a little bit. We do read through them, but they're pretty good. Like it's shocking that, they're pretty good. So I've written a lot, but I'll also add my touch in there and do some things, but there's crazy how good it is. So that's good to know. Thank you for sharing that. Okay. So yeah, I'm actually inspired by the AI thing now too, because I think everyone should pay attention to AI because it is definitely going to be, it's like when they said, what's this internet thing, right? They brought this up at the event yesterday. They showed a clip on the Today Show was doing a whole thing. And the broadcaster, the journalists were saying, well, I'm never going to use the internet. Like that just sounds crazy. And we were all laughing because obviously, and one of the broadcasters on there who's all over the internet now. So it's kind of funny. I'm sure when she goes back and looks at it, she's going to laugh because she's all over Instagram and it's kind of funny. So, that's just a thing. The AI is going to be very, very, it's going to be something else. It's way bigger than the internet. Okay. So what's the best advice you've ever received?
Try to learn from your mistakes and not get down on them and stuck on them, but just use them as ways to grow and learn, especially when you have your own business. There's always those ups and downs, just trying to learn as much as you can and grow from it and not get discouraged when things don't go your way, which happens all the time. There's always fires, but you just got to keep going through it and just roll with the punches.
That's the best advice for the event industry. I can tell you that because there's always something blowing up that you have to figure out. Right. Okay. So what are you most looking forward to next year? We're getting close to next year. So what are you most looking forward to?
I'm hopefully going to be done writing my book and then have that out by next year hopefully soon.
What is your book about?
It is about it's called The Power of Podcasting, and it talks about the value of guest podcasting and being a guest on other people's podcasts to get your name out there, build subject matter expertise, get you content for social media, but also get those SEO backlinks that we've been talking about so much because the backlinks are one of the most important things. So I've been a guest probably on maybe like 250 podcasts since like 2020. Kind of went crazy during COVID and when we were locked down, did a bunch of podcasts or guest podcasts and got me a bunch of backlinks. So now the book is about how to be a guest and utilize it to help your SEO, help you get content for social media and all the other benefits.
That's great. Yeah. I started this podcast when I was during COVID. So it was to help out, my colleagues in the industry. What are we doing? How are we surviving? What are we doing in our businesses? And now I'm 4 years. So there you go. It's great. Yeah. Well, I'm so happy to have you. That's great. Okay. So what is your favorite tool in your business right now?
Ones we talk about like Ahrefs, the ones that check the backlinks because as you can see, there's an overlying thing, backlinks, backlinks, backlinks. I'm
Yeah.
spending the majority of my time building backlinks. So Ahrefs lets me look at my backlinks, my competitors' backlinks, and
Good.
you have to pay for it, unfortunately, but it is a great tool.
Yeah, I would love for you to look and see how if we're doing backlinks, because if we're not, we need to start doing that, right? So
As soon as possible, definitely.
yeah, exactly. All right. So what's one piece of advice you'd give to wedding and event planners who are just starting out?
Well, I'd say be patient. It does take time for everything: social media, email, paid ads,
So
SEO. They all take time. I mean, the paid ads are a little bit faster, but you still have to learn and optimize and figure everything out. So just be patient. A lot of people want everything to just happen now. They want to go viral and explode, which we all do, but it does take time. And so just look for that slow growth, and anything faster than that, great, but just keep at it. Don't get discouraged.
yeah,
Just keep and get a mentor. Mentors really help out a lot.
so
I
good.
teach classes a lot of different places, and there's one that's called score.org.
Yeah.
Private Small Business Association, and I teach classes all the time there, but they offer free mentors.
Yeah.
With everything now being virtual, they do virtual too. So if you can't find a mentor near you or locally, go to score.org. They'll pair you with the mentor for free, and that really helps out a lot.
So true. I've had a coach, even no matter how big you are, no matter how long, I've been doing events for over 30 years and I've had my business for 15 years now. I have a coach. I'm about to hire another coach. So I'm always, you're always going to advance in your business. So I think having someone to help you out and build your business is always, and patience. Listen, that's the best advice, is be consistent in everything that you're doing in your business. You have to be consistent. You can't just send something out and market it and then don't even touch it again. You have to be, I've been marketing for 15 years. I'm still marketing. We change our marketing all the time. We are consistent in the marketing. And it takes time. I mean, I had a client, because I coach wedding and event planners on how to start a business. I had a client say once, a student say, well, I put it out on social media and nothing happened. Like, I wish it was that easy. So it's kind of funny. It's sweet, the innocence, but I wish it was easier, but it's definitely, and we do paid ads, and I have lead magnets that I link back to, try to grow my email list. It's important to grow your email list because, social media may not always be around. So so those are important. But yeah, I'd love to have you take a look and see. So I'm so happy to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Great advice. I'm a huge fan of SEO because I've made a lot of money from it. So that's one of the things that I do teach, is for my clients to do SEO on their website to make sure that they have that. So backlinks is the kind of the key that I've heard here. So I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me on today.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week. Have a fantastic day.